never seen that. But what I heard Kendrick say, I didn't hear in the song, I didn't hear him say he can't sing. I heard him say it's cringeworthy when he says. Yes. That's what I heard.
He said that. He definitely said that.
And I totally agree. It is cringeworthy. You know why it's cringeworthy?
Money conversations, we've been making business moves. Contemplating how to get it, need to get in tune. Different topics, we got options, you could pick and choose. If more income ain't the outcome, gotta switch the mood. We tryna help you to improve, thanks for asking. Road the richest, speak on broker days and past tense. Wealthy habits, lately I just wanna stack chips. Took a risk and we've been running up a bag since. G-Vast Quest, quick to make a couple G's. Detox, spitting knowledge, put you on your feet. Bug out, got the plate, make sure to pray before you eat. At the table with the winners, come and take a seat.
Yo, G-Vaz, what's happening, baby?
What's going on, bro?
You good?
Yeah.
Detox, what up?
What up, though?
Yo, we got the guards in the building.
Yes.
For the next episode of Thanks for Asking, we got Lord Jamal.
Yes.
We got 5 mics. Right. We got the criminal guard.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So Detox, drop the episode and start your shit, bro.
Let me get a round of applause, please.
Everybody clap, everybody clap.
Yo, Lord, peace.
Peace.
It's a pleasure having you in here, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Southside is honored.
That's a fact.
5.
Peace.
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man.
Looking good over there, man.
Thank you, man. It must be close, I like you said that, man.
Criminal guard, what up, man?
Peace, almighty salute.
That's what I like to hear, man.
Got
Everything
the guy
is good.
Equan in the house too.
Equan, what up?
My bad.
He not in focus right now.
Damn, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
He here.
Bro.
We just shouting him out.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's official people in here, man. We have a few big guests, man, but this one is a little special, man. I mean, I don't want to say all of them are special, but I was excited for this one, man, because
all of us.
That's a fact.
You don't hold no puns. You speak your mind, 5. And Criminal Guard is just family for Southside. So, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I don't want to forget nobody, but, you know, it's a lot of things going on. And I would like to hear your opinion on it because, you know, what you speak, a lot of people feel, even though they don't say it. Even though they don't come out and say it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know why, but, well, I know why, but.
Why you think that is?
Because they're waiting for an imaginary bag. They're waiting for a bag that they believe may come if they're silent. But their silence will somehow be rewarded. That whenever some shit goes down and the foul nigga worms his way out of it, he'd be like, see, I didn't say nothing bad about you. And then they hope that motherfucker will be like, thank you, and reward them with a bag. But we know that's never fucking coming. That's never gonna fucking happen. Or reward them with some sort of reward, whatever the fuck it is, a part in a TV show or whatever the fuck the case may be. But yeah, I call that just being silent for the imaginary bag, and a lot of people do that.
That's a nice way to put it. I mean, it's so, see what I'm saying? Like, it's so true. Like, everybody shutting up. I always thought it was like, in the sense of, if I'm doing the scumbag shit, I don't want nobody getting on me. Because, you know, a lot of things that come out to light, it be like, I'm doing it too, but I don't want nobody to bash me and stuff.
It could be some of that too. You know what I mean? Like, well, hang on, I do some of this shit that you shouldn't be doing, so let me not even say nothing. Yeah, it's probably some of that mixed in too.
Yeah.
But when you have a clean heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you ain't never go to the bathhouse.
Right.
When invited by executives, you could talk your shit. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, you've been in the game a long time. What was your first album drop? 1991? Brand Nubian?
90.
That shit was a
Single was
classic.
89,
Classic.
and then the album was 90.
90.
Classic.
So technically dropped in the 80s.
Let me get a round of applause for
right,
that. Almost 30 years in the game.
Word.
It's still relevant. Probably more relevant now than before. Not because the message was different. It's just that the platforms that you can speak through more platforms. The platforms are bigger, and you're not controlled, I would say, to a better degree, to a lesser degree, by the major labels and stuff. Because it's like they're gonna. I'm assuming when you're on a major label back then, you got but so much you can do and say and be free back then, as opposed to now. Like there's so many more outlets to
Not
do that.
necessarily.
Okay.
Like, we was never the type of group where somebody was over our shoulder, like, telling us what to do type of shit. Like, no, you can't say this and say that. Like, we'd say whatever we want to say, and then the repercussions would come afterwards. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, rap was almost also changing at that point though too though, right? Like late 90s, you can kind of, the censorship was.
well, see,
kinda
when
dropped.
we first got signed at Elektra Records, we was the first rap group to really fully be signed straight to Elektra like that. Major labels was wanting to get in on the game. They saw, oh, this rap shit's not going away, so let's get in on the shit. So they just wanted to be in the game. I don't even think they was paying attention to even what niggas was talking about.
Right.
Because y'all was super conscious at that time.
Yo, we was calling the white man the
all
devil
kinda
straight
word, all
up
like that.
on the fucking records.
Right.
And I used to sometimes be like, yo, did they hear what we talking about? Like, yo, we're getting paid.
Yeah.
These white people are giving us money to call them the devil. I said, this is beautiful, man. This is the greatest shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this is the greatest shit. And it was cool for a while. You know what I mean? Till they realized, you know, till the journalists that really start listening and shit, you know, and be like, do you know that they're saying that the white man is the devil? And, you know.
Because what y'all was doing, y'all was waking people up, and they ain't like that. That's basically what it was.
They didn't understand rap either though, so they just was trying to make money.
They didn't
capitalize.
like that, but definitely, you know, yeah, that's when a lot of shit started happening. We was at the height of the bootleg era, so they bootlegged the shit out of us. They stopped us from going gold or platinum by bootlegging the shit out of us.
Who, your label? Or just...
I believe,
Yeah,
I believe the labels were bootlegging their own artists. You'd have what's called front door sales and back door sales.
Right.
The back door sales is, they want all the money. These some greedy motherfuckers. So you think they won't bootleg their own shit if they're still getting paid? And they can help neutralize an artist like us, because you got to understand, like, being a gold or platinum artist, that's like political power. Like, you have political power. Like, I seriously remember feeling back then, the way we had control of the streets and all of that. I was like, I could start my own religion right now if I want to.
Right.
Like, seriously. Like, not that I would, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if I was one of those exploitive type of motherfuckers, the way motherfuckers was locked into us, I could have started my fucking new religion if I wanted to. And so, and imagine if I was platinum and gold and able to have that type of financial backing and, you know what I mean? Use my money to influence positive shit, go into the fucking bookstore and buy out the store, you know? That's the type of ill shit I would have did. Like, you know what I mean? If I went platinum, like, go to the fucking health food store and buy out the health food store. Same way niggas want to buy out the bar and shit like that. I would have been doing shit like that. Right. They'd be like, oh, that's not good. That's not a good example. So they had to neutralize people like us. You know what I mean? And so bootlegging was one of the ways to do it. And then, of course, you know, the gangster shit that Niggas for Life came out around that time too. I loved that. I even loved that album at that time. That shit was so fucking dope. I was like, damn, these negative niggas ain't playing fair and shit. Listen to this shit that they putting out. This shit crazy. Fuck.
But it's hard not to like it because they really from that. They really up from that neighborhood. They really experience these things. So
and the music was just high quality. It was high level.
Right.
It was Dr. Dre doing the production.
Dre,
Come on now.
First, he bodied that production.
It was just super dope, man. You know what I mean? All the way around. And it brought you into a new world that we weren't necessarily know about. That whole gang banging, you know. New York had gangs back in the days, but not like that. It was a little different. And, you know what I mean?
I think too, I mean, just to jump, I feel like, you know, I'm thankful for guys like, for rap groups like y'all because it inspired one of my favorite groups is Dead Prez. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was like the first time, because I was a little younger, so I got caught like the end of it. Like, to be honest, when I first heard y'all, it was Don't Let It Go to Your Head. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
That's funny for a lot of younger people. That's how they got onto it. Like Don't Let It Go to Your Head was their first offering, almost, a Brand Nubian. And I remember my little man Cash Out and shit. He was, man, don't let it go to your head. I love that fucking song. You know what I mean? And he was mad young at the time.
I remember that shit like, oh, what the hell is this? And then, you know what I'm saying? I was talking positive shit. And then when Dead Prez came out, and to be honest, I didn't even, not even the hip hop song is hip hop. It was when I heard the album and they was talking about, I'm an African, you know, like, that fucking album blew my brain to bits with that shit. And he was talking about the eating right and stuff like that.
Because
the propaganda.
The album was so informative.
My God, the Animal and Man. Oh my, Day School. Oh my God, like, but.
I produced a lot of shit on there, and I just
get the fuck out of here.
I discovered Dead Prez.
I can believe that.
I didn't know that, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my group. That's my first offer. That's a direct. That's why I thought you brought it up. That's my direct hip hop DNA straight out of my veins, bro.
That's not hard to believe.
Damn sure ain't.
I produced Propaganda. I produced Assassination.
Propaganda, really? That was one of my favorite shits.
Wow. I produced a few joints on there. And we actually had a whole album before that album that was crazy. But then when I got them to deal at Loud and all that, because they were signed to me, but then I signed them to Loud type of shit. And so, of course, when they got the budget, they want to go in the studio and start doing all this other shit.
Some new beats and stuff like that.
Okay, you know, we could have just handed in what we already had and kept the back end money and then did all of this shit you want to do on the next one real fast. But, you know, you got to sometimes, kids will be kids, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You got to let them learn from their own shit, like, you know?
That's a fact. Yo, when I think of that song, Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with that now.
Right.
That's I think you could.
You think you could?
Some of the things that we said in there.
What? Scared?
Some of the things we said in there, we was one of the first ones that this gay activist group called GLAAD came after us because there was some lines in there.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
In the 90s. Yeah. They was on the forefront trying to like boycott us and try to get us shitted on, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it really worked, but it might have worked in their circles. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe they stopped certain opportunities that I don't know about, but they definitely try to put up like little posters and all kind of shit, like, yo, Brand Nubian is, you know, and they used the H word, you know. And
he was trying to say he was homophobic, the whole group and
even
stuff
though
like
that's
that.
not even a real thing. That's some bullshit.
That was made up.
Yeah. Oh, y'all gotta break that down.
Man.
No,
Five.
I'm gonna be real. The homo, like, listen, it's just simple. If someone, this the style of it. You're in a room, someone possibly says something maybe offensive or do something offensive. You raise your hand, yo, hold up, man. He just did something offensive. The first way for everyone to get you to agree is, Oh, you gotta see, you're homophobic. And it's another word that the CIA started. What's that word? Conspiracy theorists. That's the same tactic they used when they killed JFK on TV, and everyone sat at home like, hold up, it looked like somebody shot him. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, and the CIA made that up as soon as that came out, and that's when the word was made. So that same tactic is the same thing that the community uses when you try to defend or speak up.
It's like shame you into saying it. Like,
Yeah,
right.
It's been going on in human history forever, and so that's what they do. You know what
First off, to say homophobic, that's a medical term. A phobia is a medical disorder that people have.
Fear, fear.
Right.
It's an extreme fear. Now, real people that have phobias, if I had a phobia of a phone, somebody that really had a phobia, if they saw this phone, they would run out the fucking room.
Right.
In terror. Nobody's doing that.
I see what you're
to
saying.
gay people.
I see what you're
You understand what I'm saying?
Right, so you're using it as manipulation.
we just disagreeing with them. So first of all, if you're not a doctor, you shouldn't even be throwing that around because it's
Say that again? If you're not a doctor,
you shouldn't be throwing that word around because it's a medical term, number one. Number two, you're throwing a medical term around incorrectly. Because nobody is seeing gay people and say, and running out the hell, and I can't be near them. If I say I disagree with your lifestyle, with your culture, there's many cultures and lifestyles that I disagree with, other than homosexuality and all of that. That's just one of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I don't agree with.
But let me ask you this though. I get the part where, because there's Christians who don't agree with that and stuff like that.
Why would they?
Yeah.
In the Bible, God says this is an abomination and that it should not happen at all.
But what do you say about the people who, when they do see somebody gay, they're attacking them, they're trying to kill them, they're trying to,
I think
humiliate.
that's not cool.
I
don't think we should persecute or harass or attack anybody. See, you got to understand, a lot of these people are the way they are because of trauma. Okay? They've gone through some sort of trauma. A lot of times they've been sexually molested when they were young and people don't want to talk about it. They want to act like, oh, little Billy was always like that because they don't want to address that Uncle Tommy raped Uncle Billy, little Billy when he was a baby, and now you got to deal with the fact that you didn't protect your child. And there's so many complications. It's so much easier to just say, he's always been acting like that since a baby. And then I always felt this certain way. Did you? I can manipulate how you feel at any time. You see, you got the fans on right now. That's keeping us cool. If you turn these fucking fans on, it's going to get hot in this motherfucker. Now, if I lived in here this whole time, I'd be like, man, I'm always hot. It's my nature to be hot. No, it's not. I put you in a hot place, in a hot environment, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I gave you some food that fucked with your hormones that made you feel a certain way. You did? And you're thinking, I always felt this way. I always liked what girls liked. You know what I mean? And it's like, did you? Or were you manipulated to feel that way? Anyway, I say that to say, no, they should not be beaten and all of that type of shit. We should give them mercy and understand that they're confused. But let's not play the game of acting like they're not confused. And let's not play the game of acting like we just gonna go along with mental instability. We're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna. If you fucking think you a dog, you could think you a dog, but I'm not gonna pet you, nigga. I'm not gonna fucking put a leash on you and walk you around. I'm not gonna give you dog food and all that because I know you're a human. I'm gonna say stand up, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
I just wanted to clarify that because when people, when you make that statement about people running out and when they having a phobia,
nobody does that,
right? but people do have a negative reaction sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're attacking. So I wanted to clarify that so they know you ain't talking about I'm cool with bashing people and stuff like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
But you got to understand why there's an aversion too. Yeah. Like that's nature kicking in. Yeah. You're supposed to have an aversion
this is what I'm
to
saying.
that. You're supposed to have an attraction to the woman and an aversion to the man. That's like a natural defense. Yeah. Like when things are going naturally. Yeah. It's when things are unnatural and they put us in an unnatural state. That's when we know back in the days, when did most dudes turn to fucking homosexuality? When they got locked up. And they had no more women around them, and they didn't have enough discipline in them to just settle for jerking off, and one of these chumps come around them, batting their eyes with Kool-Aid on their lips, looking like half a woman, and these weak motherfuckers said, "All right, meet me in the bathroom."
Somebody doing them.
I just feel that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Also, you know, there's a surge and run in the popularity of being gay, and you know, the parades got bigger, all this stuff. Well, everything's evolution, and everything has its time. Period. So now that all the laws were passed and everything, it's like, yo, there's other stuff going on in the world. We're not gonna just be stuck for 20-something years on everyone's gay. Like, we got it. There's more people that's gay that want to speak up. That's great. Yeah. But the world's focus, every TV show, everywhere you go, doesn't need to be focused on who's gay. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. All of that needs to stop. You know what I'm trying to say? That's just my opinion.
It should just be another day.
It's
like,
you know,
we in the music business.
We see it everywhere.
We know gay people. You know what I'm saying? We in the fashion. We always want to see gay. But what I'm saying is the popularity and the commercial side of it. Why? You know, it's the same thing if you're. I believe this too. Same thing if you're super gang banging on TV and stuff like that. To me, that's the same negative influence.
You. I was thinking the same. I was thinking along the same line. Like,
you know what I'm trying to say? So I just feel
too much glorification is what you're saying.
Yes, we don't need to glorify, because at the end of the day, like Lord Jamar said, it's one of those things that could definitely be deemed, and it was at some point in America. It's a mental illness. It's a medical condition.
And it used to be as such up until...
This is the last point. We're not going to stay up on this too long.
Yeah. It used to be as such up until 1973, and then they took it out of the book, what's called the DSM. They took it out of the book for mental illness. You know why they did that?
Why did they do that?
Because the homosexuals rallied and started going to the conventions of the psychologists and all of that, and badgering them, and they started going to their homes and their places of business, and just picketing and just badgering them, till finally they just took it out off of pressure, not because they found anything scientific to go against what was in there in the first place. They just, pressure made them bust pipes, and that's what happened.
Pressure make everything move.
And this was all a plan that they had back in like 1973, where they knew this was all gonna happen. Like, they had a strategy of how they was gonna roll this shit out, and that was point A. That was, you know what I mean? That was ground zero for this shit.
So talk to me. Being a 5%er and coming into the music business, that wasn't hard for y'all? Like, y'all didn't face a lot of roadblocks trying to get a deal? Because I would think that would be hard.
That was
the thing.
At that time, it was so popular.
Right.
Hip hop got the 5%er.
Right.
Yeah. When hip hop, you know, I ain't gonna say all hip hop, but like when hip hop was like starting to peak. I mean,
like Rakim and all of them and stuff like that.
From my era, I'm born in '84, so that's all I know. You know what I'm trying to say? The little couple years before that, I was a little pre my time. You know what I'm saying? The hip.
First of all,
that was a little too early.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we did a little bit of a bait and switch at first, because when we got signed, the demo that got us signed, it was one song.
What song was that?
It was called "I Ain't Going Out Like That." We didn't never put that out. But that song was kind of just us rapping. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really no 5% influence type of shit. It was just some hot rhyming shit, right? But then when we got signed, in between that time, see, that's around the time that Pooh Bah really started getting knowledge and, you know.
I was going to ask you that. You didn't have nothing to do with the Masters of Ceremony, though.
I was just around at that time. Like, I didn't do any type of musical shit. He was working with me, trying to help me at that time. But I was the little fly dude that was around and, you know what I mean? Coming to he bringing me to the shows and, you know.
Right. So you was going to all them shows back then?
Yeah.
So
you know
that was around
That's how I met KRS-One and, you know what I mean? I met Boy George and all these type of dudes back then.
From the Bronx?
Like.
The drug dealer Boy George, not the
dealer Boy George.
So Doc was around that time too?
Not like he came a little bit later and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but I was the original, like, that young energy, like, because him and his boys was a little bit older and shit. You know what I mean? Like Don Barron, his cousin Dr. Who.
Don Barron.
Yeah, Dr. Who.
DJ Shabazz, shout out to all of them. And even Pooh Bah, they a few years older than me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me and X is younger, like, you know.
So how did all y'all meet? Like,
because we lived in the same city, New Rochelle. That's
okay.
where we grew up at. And so it's a nice size city, but it's so big. You're gonna know people that's doing the same shit that you do. Like, you know what I mean? And especially hip hop at that time, it was definitely smaller circles as far as people that actually was doing it. You know what I mean?
So, let me ask you this real quick before I ain't meant to cut you off detail. Was y'all 5%ers at that time with Master Ceremony around that time?
I was.
Oh, just you?
Pooh Bah wasn't. X wasn't. I had been 5%er since I was like 15 years old. You know what I mean? And Master Ceremony's time, I was probably like 17 around that time. You know what I mean? But like I was saying before, Pooh Bah kind of got knowledge, like gung-ho, in between the time we got signed. So by the time we started recording the album,
it sounded like
he's
already
on
was
some Wake Up.
Yeah, that
he just took it to the next level.
Yeah, like he's recording shit like sounding like he got 120, but really he's fucking.
Yo, that song
you know what I mean?
So crazy, bro. That song was crazy,
right?
Bro.
But see, he wrote it with my man, my right hand man, Sincere. You know what I mean? So it's like, he had.
That might have went over everybody's head when you said it sounded like he got 120. They might not even understand what 120 is if you want to explain that. Right?
Lessons. That's the full lessons that we, study.
Thank you, J.
120 degrees. So to say that he had 120 means that he acknowledged full 120. But really, he was a newborn at the time.
He sounded like
which is amazing.
Right.
Like, he wrote Wake Up as a newborn. Like,
So what was it like making Wake Up and Punks Jump Up? Like, what was that session like? I'm always curious
these
of
are
like
two totally different
that's
albums.
Two different
Right
albums.
there.
Well,
that's a whole different vibe.
Well, let's go to Wake Up first, and then let's go to Punks Jump Up, because like these is career defining songs. So I'm always curious on how like
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I wasn't there for the recording of Wake Up.
Okay.
See, here's what happened. He recorded Wake Up with fucking Dante Ross and the Stimulated Dummies to some faster beat, right? And I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, I'm loving the lyrics, but I'm hating the beat and I'm hating the fact that it's some fucking divine evils that made the beat on such a godly, you know what I mean? On such a godly track.
Yeah.
And I said, over my dead body, am I gonna let him fucking use this version? So fucking me and Sincere digging in the crates. We're going over beats. I'm loving the song so much that I'm saying the lyrics over every beat that plays on the attribute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And seeing if the shit falls right. Boom. Find the Ray Goodman and Brown shit. We come to the Ray Goodman, do. I say this shit. I'm like, Now there's no sunshine or nothing like that involved right now. I'm just saying the lyrics to this beat, and I'm like, yo, that's the one right there. I'm like, that's the one. I bring this shit to Pooh Bah, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, man, I can't have you rhyme. You know what I mean? This is the one, God. Like, this is the one. He heard it. He was like, yo, that's dope. You know what I mean? He took the shit. He took the record, went to Jazzy J shit, but we wasn't there type of shit. Next time I heard it, yo, it had the sunshine in it.
That shit would chill everybody. Cause that song was crazy.
When they put the sunshine shit in there,
bro. I was just about to ask you about who added that.
I was
sunshine.
like, nah, I don't know exactly. Pooh Bah, Jazzy J.
Somebody.
One of them said, yo, what if we put that? Probably Pooh Bah. That was probably his idea because he's thinking, yo, I'm the son. Like, you know what I mean?
Everybody loves the sunshine.
And Pooh Bah is a hell of a producer on the low. Like, you know what I mean? He just, you know, he just don't. Sometimes he be lazy and don't want to be a producer. Like, he just let other people do the shit. But he's an ill producer. And he taught me how to produce, actually.
Right.
So, yeah, that fucking sunshine was in there. I said, man. When I heard that, I said, shh. I knew we had a masterpiece right there. I was like, this is a, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
And now I'm almost like, hold up. How's me and X gonna fit into this? Because I want in on this song too. Like, fuck. This shit dope as fuck. Could we just,
yeah.
But,
was y'all a group at that time or not?
Huh?
Were y'all a group at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we was a group at that time. Yeah. But for the sake of just the whole shit, it was like, nah, we can't add shit.
Yeah.
And this shit is so perfect, I don't want to take away from it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's the one that, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even really have a deal, bro. Like, we was walking in the record companies with no music. We went in there, and they're like, we know Grand Pooh Bah, he's dope, but, you know, I'd like to hear y'all all together. So he's like, all right, so we had to leave and then go, and for 2 weeks had to like sit around the studio and wait till they let us fucking, because we ain't had bread or
so
nothing
y'all
like
had that one song was like the first song I actually put on wax.
That's the first, it wasn't on wax, it was just on 2-inch tape, the first song that we put on 2-inch. Wow. Which is old now, but that's what you put your shit on back then.
What was the first song y'all did together then?
I ain't going out like that.
Oh, no, on the album.
Oh, well, the first we did a single, Brand Nubian, and then Feel So Good. No, there was a song called Brand Nubian. And then Feel So Good.
I did hear that. I do remember that.
Feel So Good was the backside. They started playing the B-side more than the A-side, so then we did a video for the B-side. And so that was our first video. But then after that, we started recording, because we actually had a single deal. So if the single was cool, they was gonna let us do an album type of shit.
Yeah.
So the single went good. We was able to do the album, and then once we did the album, now we in one for all mode. You know what I mean?
And that shit was crazy.
And we recording, you know, in the same studio where like De La Soul and Jungle Brothers.
Yeah. Was y'all part of Native Tongue?
No.
Wow.
But we get very much associated with them. And today, you know, we're kind of put into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we wasn't no official native tongue at that time. If we was, we'd have been on Buddy and all that other shit.
Yeah. Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
You ain't see us in the video or none of that
way
shit.
y'all kind of gave that feel, right?
Word. Thought y'all was with them.
Nah.
Why'd y'all break up?
Because shit happens. We were solo artists in the first place. You know what I mean? And then, you know, the business, man. The business will get to people, man. You know? And, yeah. Pooh Bah was a sought-after person at that time, you know? He was the front man at that time, you know what I mean? And so people was, you know?
But did you feel pressure when y'all had to prove that you and Sadat could do it on your own?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't we feel pressure?
Yeah. But y'all did it, though. Y'all did it.
We did it, but there was definitely super pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Yeah. Yeah. Like we still had to do shows for a minute without Pooh Bah. In between the time that we had the new album. And that was some of the hardest shit to do right there.
Are you doing the songs from the album?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So what happens on his verse?
Shit, we probably cut his verse out or some shit.
You know what I
mean?
Yeah, right.
And sometimes we let the people sing his verse. Like on Slow Down, maybe on one song we would do something like that. But on the other tunes we cut him out. But in the beginning of the show, as soon as we get on the stage, where's Pooh Bah?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but by the end of the show,
good.
We did what we had to do. We won him over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but imagine a bunch of fucking cities, and we used to have mad shows back then, and we just used to have to thug it out. All of these mad shows until we finally put our once we put our album out, it was like just a sigh of relief. Yeah. Like now we got some shit
to do on
where
your
they're
own.
not gonna ask us where's Pooh Bah.
That's right.
And, you know what I mean?
Just as good. Was y'all scared of the reception when that thing came out? Like,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm the type of motherfucker. I be knowing certain shit. Like when I hear certain records, I'm like, all right. If they don't like nothing else, they're gonna like this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how it was on the first album. I was like, I wasn't sure about every record, but I was like, ain't no way they could front on One for All.
Word.
They can't front on. I felt like a Drop the Bomb you couldn't front on.
Word.
I felt like you couldn't front on Slow Down.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
Slow Down. To the right.
And Wake
to
Up
the
too.
right, you couldn't slow
that's a
front
fact
on.
Too.
Wake Up, you couldn't. There was a lot of shit you couldn't front on. But then other ones, I was like, now it might be personal taste. Like, you know what I mean? Wasn't sure about Try to Do Me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, But it turned out people like damn near the whole shit. So on the next one, I was like, when we did that Punk Jump Up, and that was one of the last ones, but Allah Akbar, I was like, nah, I don't think they're gonna be able to front on that. I was like, Love Me, Leave Me Alone. They can't front on that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, they never gonna be able to front on that. I felt like Pass the Gat was something you couldn't front on. But yeah, once we got that Punk Jump Up, I was like, nah, this is.
That shit was crazy.
That energy had to be crazy making that shit.
This
There's nothing like
this shit
making
right
that
here.
Yeah.
I was like, and the album version had me feel like they couldn't front on that. Then in between that, this nigga Diamond D, we're at his video and he's like, yo, I did a little remix to the shit. And then he plays the boom, the one that everybody really knows, the video version. And I was like, yo, that's retarded. Yeah. So, yo, we got to do the video to this one.
Hell yeah. Word.
You know what I mean?
Word. It was a big deal to do a video.
Was it hard to get the label to buy into that? Or was it like, they all was like...
they was, whatever that's what I'm saying. We was one of those groups that like, all right, whatever you say. Like, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Next album I was like, I want to direct a video. Like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's crazy that they were so... It seemed like they were real supportive, or was it like, we don't want them blaming us, so just let them fall on their faces?
Yo, they like I said, originally, they was just happy to be in the hip-hop business. Yeah. And then I feel like they was lightweight intimidated. You know what I mean? We used to go up to the office and just wild out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas like X and them just used to be taking niggas Walkmans and shit. People that work there and shit as we're walking through the halls, or, you know, we go in offices smoking weed, and you know what I mean? Like, we just up there being black, like in a way that they wasn't used to. Like, you know what I mean? Like talking loud and all kind of shit. Like, and so they was kind of like, you know, Brand Nubians here, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just stay out of their way, kind of shit. And then the dude Dante Ross, he knew what it meant to be God Body. You know, he wasn't gonna try to come to the studio. You know what I mean? Sitting over us while we talk about what we talking about. But he, at the same time, appreciated what we was doing and respected it and just backed the fuck up and let us do what we did.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into acting?
Speaking it out into the universe. Fucking, you know what I mean? Thinking,
yeah, I do
thinking
know
that
means.
it was gonna happen in my mind, like, all right, yo, yeah, when I get signed and make a record, like somebody's gonna see me and be like, yo, look at that nigga right there. I should put him in a movie or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's the type of shit I'm thinking in my mind. Like, yo, look at that handsome devil right there. You know? Yeah. So that didn't happen. Right. And I'm seeing a bunch of motherfuckers in movies and TV shows and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, this nigga look like he can't even read in real life type of shit. Like, how are these people getting these movie roles? And so finally I said out like, yo, I want to get in some shit. I said to my manager at the time, Jeff Dixon, yo, get me in a movie or some shit, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and he's just like, all right, fucking, so yeah, one day they just sent us to a premiere that HBO was having for a new show that was coming out, and the show happened to be The Sopranos and shit. And
I thought you was gonna say Oz, but okay.
No, but here's the thing: Oz was already out, and mad people from Oz came to the premiere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And now they're like fans of Brand Nubian type of shit. And like, you know, we like, oh shit, you even know who the fuck I am type of shit. Like, you know, the white boys, all of that type of shit. So fucking from there, me and the dude Gene Winters get cool and shit. And he would invite me to certain, you know, parties with the acting world type of shit. And I'd invite him to hip hop shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that went on for a little while, about a year or so. One time we up there with everybody. It's me, Sadat, Alamo, Pooh wasn't there. And they invited us to the set of Oz to like watch the shit. Like, you know what I mean? And so at one point we're watching and the nigga Dean is like, yo, would y'all want to put on you could put on the jail suit and get in the background of the scene if you want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody's eyes lit up. Nigga, in my mind, I was like, I said, if I'm gonna be on this show, I'm gonna be on this show for real. I ain't gonna be in no fucking background. I said, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? And when I said I'm good, it fucked it up for everybody. Wow. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas was looking at me. This nigga, always on his fucking, you know what I mean? Bullshit, you know? But I didn't have any idea that I could be on the show, but in the back of my mind, I did want to be on the show. And then one day, I'm talking on the phone with Dean, and he's like, would you ever want to be on the show? I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And he's like, all right, I'm going to get back to you. 2 weeks later or something, he hit me back. He's like, yo, nigga Tom Fontana want to talk to you. This is the man who created the show, runs the whole shit. You know what I mean? Brought me in the office. I didn't audition or nothing. And dude is just talking to me like I'm on the show. We just got to figure out who I'm going to be.
So how did you get to your character?
He's going over all these characters, these possibilities. Like, oh, I got a Jamaican guy who's a undercover police. No, I don't want to be no police. You know what I mean? Yeah. Told him ain't no gay shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, you told him that? Because I was about to ask. They was getting crazy in that shit.
He said, the first thing he said to me, he said, other than getting butt fucked, what won't you do?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
What a way to start a conversation. Wow.
That's crazy, bro.
He's like acting like he's but he said the word butt fuck, bro. And but he knew I wasn't gonna do that. So he said, other than that, what won't you do? You know what I mean?
What'd you say?
And so he's asking me shit, and I said, nah, I don't want to be the police. You know what I mean? And I said, Matter of fact, when he said that, I said, I'm glad you brought that up. I said, because I definitely am not comfortable with nothing like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he was like, all right, well, sometimes you might be thrown in the hole, though. You might have to be naked. You got a problem with that? Nah, fuck it. Nah, as long as it's not you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, all right, cool. You know? And so he's like, we just got to figure something out. I said, you ever heard of 5% Nation? You know what I mean?
Oh, so you weren't even acting in that? Because I'm like, this motherfucker was good in this shit, man.
I said, you ever heard of 5% Nation? Nation God's Earth? I said, what's that? You know? And he's like, you know, similar to the Muslims, but, you know, it's a little more, you know, it's not as, I guess, you know, orthodox or something, I said to him or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, they don't wear suits and bow ties and stuff like that, and, you know, wear street clothes, and it's just, you know, but there's, you know, it's kind of known in the prison, through the prison system and all that, and I was like, yeah, and teach that the black man is God, and boom, bam, boom, and he's listening, he's like, and at the end he's like, so wait, let me ask you. He said, so is the black man's God, does that mean the white man's the devil?
What you said, Playboy? What you said, Playboy? What you said?
This is one of those moments. This is one of those moments that determines what type of person that you are in life. And motherfuckers that go for imaginary bags or all type of shit will say whatever they have to say to get through the moment. He said, does that mean the white man is the devil? And I'm sitting in there with him and the dude Dean Winters, 2 white men. I'm the only black man in there. I said, yes. Yes, it does.
And you felt good saying it too, I know for sure.
Shit was quiet for a second. Shit was quiet for a second. He said, I love it. I love it. Yeah. He said, now we just got to figure out what crime to get you. What crime? I said, oh, that's easy, bank robbery. No, he said, that's a federal crime. This is not a federal jail. I said, oh, shit. Okay, I'll figure it out. I'll come back to you with that. You know what I mean? Then a couple of days later, I came with a little story. You know what I mean? That I embellished off of real life, like, you know what I mean? Gambling, lost the bet. You know what I mean? In real life, I just beat the nigga up and took my money back. In this shit, I shot him and took my money back. You know what I mean? And so that's how I got into it.
That's dope, though. That's dope. That's real dope.
Did that shit make you want to do more acting? Like,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, shit.
Some people. It's the leader to the next question.
You ain't look at the IMDb, I guess.
No, it did. It did.
No, you didn't. Yeah, it did.
No,
it did.
I said it did.
It definitely did. Yeah,
That's what I said.
definitely did.
Was it because we interviewed Antoine Tanner and he was talking about his the pay disparity, like the pay disparities between black and white actors. Did you experience that in any way?
Probably, hell yeah. Especially when I'm new on the set. You know what I mean? Like some of them motherfuckers was getting, 25 racks a show type of, an episode type of shit. You know?
But it wasn't really on your mind because you was like,
happy to be there.
This is my first time doing this shit, and it was my first time getting a steady check.
Well, I wasn't talking about like that show because, like you said, that was your first foray into acting.
Right.
But like over time, was it like, oh nah, why they giving this person that in this?
Well, a lot of times you're not privy to what somebody else is getting. How do I know what the fuck they're getting? You know what I mean? Like, you negotiate your shit. Nobody's on the set asking, so what did you get? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I've done Law and Order multiple times. Like, ain't no way I would expect that I'm gonna get the same compensation that
Ice-T
Mariska, Ice-T or Mariska Hargitay or any one of those type of people. Like,
it's more so people on the same level. And let me explain the answer.
I don't think I've been, not to cut you up, but I don't think I've had big enough roles to be dealing with what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Like, I've done enough shit to get paid what's called top of show, right? So that means that when I do like TV shit, there's a certain, you can't go below a certain price with me because I've done enough shit that I could be paid what's called top of show. And whatever top of show is for that particular, production or whatever, I would have to get that as a guest star or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Now, if I was a regular, that's a whole different shit. But I haven't necessarily been a regular on anything since Oz. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did 12 episodes of Oz. Anything else that I've done was just boom. Bing, bang, boom, boom.
In and out.
You know what I mean? But I've done a lot of bing, bang, booms. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to, I guess, fast forward to what it was like being a rapper and compare it to what you are now. As I really don't want to call you a social influencer, but you're an influencer. Like, you're a cultural influencer. I guess from the beginning of time, since you became in the industry, you have been a cultural influencer. But now it's just like being on the Vlad platform, it exploded your cultural influence. How does that feel compared to when you was a rapper?
It's not much different, really. Like, you know what I mean? You're just being exposed to different segments of the different demographics that I might not have been exposed to before. Like, all that Vlad shit, like, made a new generation find out who I was. But they didn't even necessarily find out who I was musically, because some of them don't even know that I made music.
Probably
they think I just dropped some shit on the internet type of shit. But I definitely got young kids that fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I watch all your videos type of shit. And, it's cool. But I don't know. I've been through this before. So it's not like, and
I mean, of course, you was in the headlines of a few controversial topics, but, we're not going to get to those. What's the difference between making your own podcast compared to doing Vlad's podcast?
It's mine.
No, I know it's yours.
Right? That's the difference.
Nah, it is not the difference, because it's one thing to just sit down and walk up there and just speak your mind, and then owning a platform.
Exactly. So it's mine. So the difference is I gotta fucking think about everything.
Yeah.
I gotta set up the lights. I gotta fucking do this and that. If I have people, multiple people on my stream, I gotta switch cameras and all this shit, and I'm doing that while I'm interviewing people and all this type of shit. I got to think about what the next question is, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's mine. I mean, it's mine. Yeah. I gotta do a lot more work than just sitting there answering questions like I'm doing now. If I had to do that too, what my man is doing over there and shit like that, and worry about the fucking frame and make sure that the fucking audio is not dropping out and all this stupid shit, it's a lot to do. But I make it happen.
That's what I was saying, because like, this shit is hard. Like, everybody say they want to do it until you 3 episodes in and you like, I gotta edit this shit. I gotta get the coloring right. I gotta make sure the angles is right. The videos is bad. It's gritty. It's ugly. It's nasty. Then you gotta promote the motherfucker, and you gotta get guests, and so that's why I'm like, how do you like it compared to just sitting down? Like, some people like the control, some people don't. It's like being independent or a major label.
Yeah, well, I'm the type, I like the control. I like to be able to present my image in the way I want it presented. And, you know what I mean? Make sure shit look how it should look. You know what I mean? I have certain standards of quality that not everybody has. You know what I mean? So when you want something done right, do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
What made you get what's the name from Flip Mode?
Rod Digger.
Rod Digger, right? Rod Digger.
Because I was just seeing how, like, I don't know, I just thought it would be good to have a female, bring in that female energy. And then I was just thinking, like, who would be a good female equivalent to me? Meaning, like, who's an authentic MC? You know, she's done, like, she's been in movies and shit like that, you know, so she's done some acting shit. She ain't no punk bitch. So she got her own little opinions, and she's not scared to, like, stand up to a motherfucker. But at the same time, she's, you know, and I didn't even know her like that, to be honest. I had only met her like one time before that. Before
That's
that,
crazy.
But I just saw her and I was like, yo, I think, like, I went through my mind and my role, like, who could I get and all of that, and I was like, Rod Digger. You know what I mean? Rod Digger. So I invited her to be on my shit. You know what I mean? Like, she might have been one of my first guests. Like, you know what I mean?
Yanadameen Godcast.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Godcast. So when I brought her on there, that particular episode had like 250,000 views or some crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so she saw, like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, and I was like, yo, you see that? I said, really? This is some shit I want us to do, like, on a regular. Like, I'm telling you, I think we could do some shit. You know what I mean? Me and you, like, you know? And she was like, yo, I was thinking about doing a podcast. I'm telling you, we need to do some shit. We could do it. You know what I mean? We could do it here for now, and then, you know? And then it just started building. And then once I had Godfrey in my scopes and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, I forgot he's on there too. Right? Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it felt like it was like the two best contributors to Vlad. I don't want to say defected, but like just stopped going on for.
Yeah, we defected. Yeah,
defected.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say defected because it's like I wasn't a part of it, but I was like integral parts of the production.
You know, people associated us with it a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and both of y'all defected. Was it over the Farrakhan, him not issuing apologies for that?
That's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's just not being a stand-up dude. That's the bottom line. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you say you claim to be friends and all of this type of shit, and you know, friends don't do friends like that. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about when he was talking about what's the college professor? Because when they had the Kendrick beef, and she was like, "Stay out of this. You're white. This is black people's problems right here." Because I think he was trying to make a critique on the Not Like That song.
It don't surprise me. Like, I used to say that guy from himself a lot back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, motherfucker, don't say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stop him from saying some dumb shit. Like, if you say that, you don't sound like this. Yeah, he ain't got. He ain't got that.
5. I want to ask you first.
Yes.
What do you think about the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef?
Overall
first, yeah.
I think it was good for hip hop.
Yeah.
I think that out of all the rap beefs, this is probably the softest one ever.
Really?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
The softest one.
Some of the rap beefs that went on, you can't even talk to people like that no more. You say something like that, they have you on the meme. He said, like, So, and there was singing going on during the battles and stuff like that.
It was weird. It was kind of weird.
But it's all good. I'm saying we need it in hip hop.
Yeah.
That's 2024
But it
battle.
was the softest battle on record.
Yes.
In this time, can it be? Well,
Like there's been girls battles that are harder than this.
That's a fact.
No, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Seriously.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Kendrick body Drake.
Okay.
Listen, Kendrick body Drake.
Yeah.
Drake definitely, like, it's a fight, bro. The Drake dropped, when Drake first dropped the record, we spent the chain.
The Family Matters.
Family Matters, I thought that was hot for half
too.
a second, like the rest of the world. And then when Kendrick responded, I said, oh, this response is actually hotter than what Drake just did. And he did it so fast. So what I'm saying is, a fight is a fight. But at the end of the day, the reason why Kendrick Lamar won is because in the fabric of society and the community, they're expressing it. When you go to the gyms, people who never pay attention to battle rap, some of the Drake fans that never even knew battle rap could take place, they're bumping.
They're not like us. They're not like us.
At the gyms, at the
That's
schools,
crazy though.
At places that you might not be hearing this type of music, they celebrating the rap battle. So that's why I love it.
I just saw not to cut you off real quick, but I just saw where a pastor at a church was fucking dancing to fucking.
They not like us.
Had the band doing. They not like us.
Wow. Right.
That's crazy.
In the fucking church.
That's fucking crazy. Well, I assume you think Kendrick won as well.
You know what? Universal Music Group.
They
both of them
same
motherfuckers is signed to the Universal Music Group.
Oh, they said they started that battle. I mean,
this is the most streams that's been. They said hip hop was going down. Yeah, it was good for hip hop, all right. It was good for hip hop commerce because fucking Kendrick's stream and shit is now through the fucking roof. They said this shit is like crazier than the craziest crazy shit.
Right.
So Universal Music Group is the winner.
Yeah.
Like, let's not make no mistake about it. This is two wings of the same bird, bro. Like, Kendrick seems like the real hip hop guy against the fake hip hop guy, but Kendrick is still a machine guy too. Like, he's still a super platinum artist, and the way they deal with him and all of that, like, I can't forget everything. Like, so.
How do you feel about?
He's more real than Drake. You know what I mean? As far as the way he presents his hip hop and all of that, but
he's a part of.
I think I remember a funny sweater or something that was. Don't you remember a funny
sweater? Oh, I didn't see that.
You had a funny sweater?
Didn't Kendrick have like a?
Look, I want to say this too. I fuck with Drake in real life. Like, I know him. I know his dad. I met Kendrick Lamar once or twice. You know what I mean? They've always been cool.
Yeah.
So when certain stuff gets said on records, like, I don't, you know what I mean? That's why with the battle, it's like, I be telling people, like, you can't be, this is for the MCs, Drake and Kendrick, or whoever's battling. When the battle's going on, bro, you can't get mad at the homies on the side, the other artists. We want to enjoy the battle, and I can't post something about, because then you're going to think I'm hating on your campaign.
That's a fact.
Now, that's some bitch-ass shit, man.
Yeah.
This is hip-hop, nigga.
Yeah.
If you're competing, we should comment. If you're in the NBA and you got smoked last night, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning like your son did bad last night? Like, come on, man. You know, so I'm just saying, because sometimes I was saying stuff online like, yo, you're foul. I'm like, foul what? I'm a fan of hip-hop. There's no bias. In the ring sparring, I'm commenting. Now, if I was just hating on, that's why I don't like that either. When people pick, like, well, I don't really, like he said, I don't really want to say nothing because I might mess up a future bag. Future bag, what? We witnessing hip hop. We should be able to comment.
Yeah.
And this is what it's about. It's a sport.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, nobody's dying. This isn't like street beef where motherfuckers walking around with AKs or some shit like that. Like, it's just a bunch of words being exchanged, and nobody's gonna die. Well, I mean, if this was like Chicago or some shit like that, that should be on site. But this is not that. There's too much millions of dollars.
It wasn't drilled music out. So
it wasn't. It wasn't
if it
drilled.
Got to that, it would have got crazy.
Site. They be on site. This is not on site. This is. I see
fact.
you at the award show, and we just gonna sit our separate ways. And it's just too much money at stake, I would think. How do you feel about him saying he can't say the N-word?
I think that's hilarious. And I think that once again, We could take some of the sensitivity out of hip hop.
Yeah.
And if we was in the park in the hood, I would say that to Drake or a person like that just cause. It doesn't matter if it's true or not.
Yeah.
We beef and we talk. Shut your punk ass. I would use that tactic immediately. Don't hear you say nigga either, nigga. And really knowing Drake pops black and he grew up in the culture. So what? You light skinned and we getting on you. We talking shit.
Right.
Yeah, so when it gets that deep, that's what I'm saying. When it gets that deep, to who cares? Yeah, that's why I said back in the days.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Niggas is the most disrespectful shit ever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they say I'm trying to say nigga. Tell him not to say nigga because of his cultural background in certain parts. You know what I mean? And just certain shit. Now I will say this. I will say this, bro. I don't like Degrassi. I never liked Degrassi. I never watched Degrassi. I don't give a fuck about Degrassi. I don't give a fuck about Degrassi. And I want people to understand, like, I like Drake's music. You know what I mean? I know he can rap, and I fuck with him. He's a cool person. But when it comes to that part, I think that really hurts who he is today. You heard the whole episode, the whole shit, man. It's whack.
How you gonna say the whole episode?
What I heard,
he's the gay character on the show.
He was gay.
I didn't hear. Look,
Jimmy in the Wheelchair was gay, if I'm not mistaken. Like
I don't know.
Go look it up. If I'm wrong in the comments, let me know. I saw somewhere his character. Yeah, he's definitely. On Instagram, they got a squeezing his ass. Yeah, the character's gay.
I ain't disagreeing with you. I don't know.
So I'm just saying,
I ain't never seen that shit. But what I heard Kendrick say, I didn't hear in the song. I didn't hear him say he can't say nigga. I heard him say it's cringeworthy when he says nigga. Yes. That's what I heard.
He said that. He definitely said that.
Yeah. And I totally agree. It is cringeworthy. You know why it's cringeworthy?
Why is cringeworthy?
Because this nigga don't talk like a nigga. Okay? This nigga, like, have you seen the different accents that Drake possesses? There's a Jamaican Drake. There's a fucking, British Drake. There's a white, regular, like, Jewish fucking Drake. And then there's this fucking Atlanta Drake. There's also a Toronto Drake. Because they got a little fucking slang up there too. Yeah. Like, so all these different Drakes that this motherfucker comes out with, like, but it seems like the way he really talks is like, yeah, and then, that's the
real voice. That's the real voice.
And then I was thinking that, maybe I could invest my stocks in a 401k, and that way it would really mature in such a way. That's how the nigga talk. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, when it's time to get on the record, it's like, yeah, shawty. Like, like all of a sudden he got this little twang in his voice. Right. Yeah, and now that's when he's talking all this nigga shit. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's almost, if you...
I never thought of it until Kendrick said that. Like, he got those accents, and I didn't like them accents. It's
cringeworthy /
people don't like Kendrick's
insulting. Yeah. And the only reason why he kind of gets away with it is because his father's black. But here's the thing. He didn't grow up with his father. He grew up with his mama, with his white mama in a white neighborhood. So again, it makes it clear. I could see if you was one of these mulattoes that grew up in a black neighborhood with a black family around black people, and that was part of your vernacular growing up. You ain't really start saying nigga in this kind of way until you started rapping.
Yeah.
Before that, you were saying, I hate these niggers. Before you were like, I'm not like these other niggers. With the ER. Hey, I'm Jewish just like you. Don't look at me like these niggers.
Right.
That's how he said it. That's how he sounded. I'm just telling you, man.
Did you think of that before or after? Like, was it cringeworthy? Because
it's probably always been cringeworthy. Like, you know what I mean? But certain shit, you kind of forget. You hear the records on the radio more than you hear him actually speaking. So it's like, that shit is catchy. He does make some catchy shit. We can't front on that. Nigga do make some catchy fucking shit.
Do we?
But then when you hear him talk, and especially around white people, especially when he got on Saturday Night Live and all that type of shit, like, that's when he was trying to really show them, no, see, I'm not like the rest of these niggers. I'm different. You saw the little clip of him and Rosenberg? And Rosenberg was like, do you know how big you're gonna be in the Jewish community? And fucking Drake said, do you know how big I'm gonna be?
Right. Yeah.
Back to him. Like, nigga, I know. Like, they already told me. Like,
I've received the blessing.
They already gave me the Illuminati.
Aware of this.
Wink,
Right.
wink.
Right.
You about to be the man.
Right.
And now fast forward.
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest rappers.
Word.
Is Yasin Bey's statement ring even truer now? When he was saying that Drake's music is like, what he said, Target? It's just in the background.
Target music, like, that you playing.
And
Target.
it has no
pop.
depth to it, and it has no substance and stuff like that.
Nothing, really.
I mean, yeah, it's just, but he shouldn't have said that with a skirt on. That's the only thing. Like he fucked up the impact of what he said.
He had a skirt on when he said that.
He fucked up the impact of what he said by wearing that shit. Like, you can't say a nigga not real and then do some not real nigga shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can't do that. But other than that, I usually love Mos Def, Yasin Bey, as a rapper. You know what I mean?
Dope. He's super dope.
He's a good actor too.
Yes, he is.
He's a really good
yes,
actor, man.
Yes, he is.
Word.
People
Hell
sleep
yeah.
on that, but his movies was really good and powerful.
Word.
Speaking of that, because you was talking about Kendrick, can it be a possible? Is it possible? Because you was in a major on a major label. Is it possible to be conscious and profitable at that level?
It's a good question.
I can't tell you that because it's never happened to me like that. To be profitable. I just looked up a few like outfits. You know, and I feel like if I gotta wear stuff like this, like, I don't know if I want to be profitable like that. Like,
Kendrick with the crown and the bell bottom shoes.
Put that on the thing when he show it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but Chuck D and them, I guess, was probably the last almost profitable ones. And KRS One, being conscious and stuff like that. I can't think of nobody too much.
I'd say
who?
I'd say Public Enemy.
Yeah, Public Enemy.
Yeah. Like they were super profitable,
right?
Because the white people loved Public Enemy.
Yeah.
For some reason, just white people love Brand Nubian too.
Yeah,
not for nothing.
Definitely.
Like they loved Brand Nubian, but they didn't do the bootleg shit to them the way they did to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when the one with that mouth, and when the one that with that mouth like me that would talk like me, my man Griff.
Oh man,
they had to get him out of there.
Yeah,
Professor
he's
Griff.
unplugged.
Yeah, Griff was, he's too real.
It was that jewelry comment, I think it was. Yeah.
Yep.
5. What made you want to get into the music business, knowing, because you around my age, so at least for me when
what's that? How old are you?
38. I'm 85.
You had to think about that?
I do. I try to forget my age as I get older. Yeah. How old are you?
That's how old he is today.
He just had a birthday. He's
happy birthday.
Yeah, he's turned 40.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah,
You're not 40 yet, though, right?
I turned 39 in September.
September what?
3rd.
Oh, so 17.
Oh, Virgo child, no doubt. No doubt. What made you get into the game? Because I'm sure you've heard so many stories of artists getting robbed financially with bad contracts and stuff like that. Because I know I heard it, with Puff Daddy or Cash Money or Death Row. What made you want to get into the music business?
That never scared me, bro. Like when I was young, I was an official street nigga. I don't. If somebody robbed me for a contract, we just beat you up and shoot you. or just to give you problems. All right, you want to play like that? Don't let me see you in none of that clubs. Like, I'm from the street. So who are they going to get? You know what I mean? I'm actually a person that you want to give a decent contract so I can hold you down the rest of everybody else. You know what I mean? I never was scared. Like, even with the homosexuality stuff you hear or people getting into parties, that never feared me because I never felt that like they gonna try. If anything, like they gonna try me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I never was scared to get into hip hop or nothing. I always felt like that's like being scared to go outside. You know, people get killed out there. Like, man, you gotta go out. You gotta do what you gotta do. I always was wanting to make music, and I always felt like God was gonna protect me anyway. I never really. I don't know, man. At 40 years old, I look back and I was like, yeah, I never. You know what I mean? You hear something about people. I never really felt that way about the music business. Even when I was living in Atlanta, which is everybody knows a homosexual place.
Yeah.
And this and that. I only seen gay people like that is at Lenox Mall. You know what I'm saying? In the whole city. I never really had people say something to me or nothing.
Yeah.
I was just living in Atlanta. It's really I feel like when you're on that frequency and really paying attention to certain things,
It'll find you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that.
Yeah, I believe
I really
that.
run into that type of stuff like that. So I never had a fear of being in the music business. I always wanted to do hip hop. I'm a hip hop baby. My dad was a rapper, not a commercial rapper, but my dad grew up with people from the Wu-Tang, and my dad's a big 5%er. He's one of the first generation. You know what I mean? So definitely one of the teachers. You know what I mean? Is Black Just, certain people that he grew up with. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I just I'm from New York, bro. I'm born in 1984. Hip hop is, I was a part of me.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I didn't realize they didn't too either, but I was telling them too, like, we don't know a life without hip hop. Like, some people like y'all can remember.
I do.
right. You don't remember that, bro?
I remember a life when hip hop didn't even exist. And when it came, it was like a godsend, for real. It was like a godsend. Because I'm a little kid, I'm watching Michael Jackson, this nigga singing, he's spinning, and I'm like, I can't do all of that. I'm I'm trying to, in the crib, trying to do it. He sing all high. I can hold a note, but I can't sing this good, you little fuck. Michael Jackson, I gotta be better than him? Come on, man. That's too hard, man. I want to be famous, though, like that. But damn, that's too hard, man. And then you looking at all these groups back then, singing groups, and even if you was a background nigga, you had to learn steps and all or play an instrument and all this shit that just seemed like, talented. Man, that shit seemed like too hard, bro.
Yeah.
Then, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Here comes some shit that motherfuckers could do right at school. You could do this like
at a lunchroom table.
With your own beat and everything.
Motherfucking table.
Word.
So you take some records and sure. Now this I can do.
Yeah.
This I can do. And it's like it was early enough where like everybody ain't on this yet either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I used to really go through the process in my mind like, okay, I want to be a professional football player. Man, you know how many people play football all around the country, nigga? Like, just to be good, just in New York State is a feat. And now to try to be one of the best in the country. And then what if you get hurt going to college and all this type of shit? Nah. Same thing with any sport. I was thinking like, nah, that's not the way. But when this rap shit came, I was like, that's it right there. And you can get money and have jewels and you don't have to go to jail. You can look like a drug dealer without fucking having to worry about the bullshit. I was like, this is it, man. I got to do this, man. I'm doing this. And I started as a DJ, man.
What was your name?
First it was KD. I stand for Kid Disco. I'm gonna tell the truth. That was the name.
Kid Disco. What?
A lot of niggas had disco. The Disco 3. You know,
it was disco ski. They had a ski
shit like that. But then
Yeah.
I just was KD like for a second. You know what I mean? But I wasn't KD for long. Once I got knowledge, I was Lord Jamar. Like you know what I mean? Like from a young age, like, you know what I mean? And I was one of those that was running around, call me by my government name, like, you know what I mean? Running up on my, screaming on broads, teachers, whoever. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy though, because now you saying back then it wasn't so many people. Now they got TV shows of people's careers. I.e. the Wu-Tang Clan, like, and it was a good show too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where they had moments where you just like, you don't know if that's, it's dramatized, but it's at the same time, it's just like, damn, like that shit was incredible, yo. Like to see that, to me, it's like 50 Cent said hip hop grew up. So now the things, you don't listen to the music, but you still remember it, so you want to watch it and shit like that. Like,
yeah, would I ever have a story like that? Sure, for the right price. Like, if it was done right and all of that, and the right production company, and you know what I mean? They gave us the right bread and we get the right royalties off of that. Hell yeah. I'd love to have a story like that. It'd be dope.
All right, we're gonna go some current events. We gotta go to Diddy, man.
Did he do it?
The Diddler.
The Diddler.
Let me just say that I was the first one that threw that into the atmosphere about the Diddler. I'm serious. I've seen other people now try to co-opt the Diddler, but it's not the first time I started some shit, and it probably won't be the last. But the Diddler, that's me.
Anyway, I want to say this.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna go into details, but in real life, I don't say I know Puffy, like I got his number.
Yeah.
But I've been to Diddy house 3-4 times. I've been around his kids. I'm actually cool with his kids. One time at his crib, I might have said something that could have been deemed as vulgar or whatever, and he's like, yo, don't talk like that around the kids. You know what I mean? I've been to 3-4 parties, I ain't seen nothing. You know what I'm saying? I even explained earlier, I wasn't gonna say it on camera, but I'm gonna say it anyway. One time Diddy, everybody was going, I ain't gonna say the names and all that, but we're all in the house and everybody was like walking into a certain part of the house. There was nothing visibly weird going on, but I was stopped by Diddy. Everybody but him. I don't know why. That day I was offended, but now when we look back, maybe he gave me a break. He was saving you, man. Because listen, as I said, I don't want to accuse nobody until we see what we did, what happened with Cassie. I spoke on that. I said that. You know what I mean? With the fight with the Cassie, we seen the video of that, and I spoke on that. But the things that we
say about it,
so that was some sucker shit, nigga.
Okay.
Everybody beat the shit out of. Listen, man, it's not just Diddy. Anybody who beats the shit out of a girl, or any man, you sit there and fight a woman like that, you're a sucker. I don't give a fuck if it's Layla Ali type shit.
I agree.
In my book, the only time you hit women, 'cause I don't hit women ever. I don't hit women. But guess what? If I'm with my mother and sister and some bitches come to jump my moms and sister, I'm beating them bitches up. It's my mom and sister. You heard? Now, I'm just being real. If anybody touch my mom's passed away, but if my mom's here, I don't care. If an old lady, I might just be, yo, back up. It's my fucking mom's. You know what I mean? And go get your son or whoever. You know what I mean? To touch my mom. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I will ever get into a physical contact fight with a woman. So when you see a man beat a woman like that, drag her and all that, it's like, it's totally insane to me. A person like me, like usually with women, I walk away, or I don't have to even get, it's like, I'm a real G type shit. Like, I just might even be like, yo, we gonna stop it. And the girls don't, you know what I mean? They go their way, I go my way. I don't know how it gets to a point where you're dragging. That's what part got me tight, the dragging.
Word.
You know what I mean? It's dragging and Hank is a human being. You treat it like it's crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah, she's not fighting back, so that doesn't look crazy.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Now, and I only said that because I don't want to have the superficial, like, yo, nah, you're not supposed to hit women at all. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm in the hood, in the streets, and I'm in the park, and the dyke girl that sell crack is over here, and she's called.
Can we say that?
Dyke girl that sell crack.
Chicago, LA, this dyke girls in the neighborhood that are tough as shit with guns on them, smack the shit out with you in the park, and then when you go to do something, the other OG, you ain't gonna do nothing to her, bro. And that's that. And there's nothing you can do because this is street. That
sound crazy.
You know what I'm trying to say? But you think I'm gonna let Dyke Shirley smack me in the park? No. You know, so I'm just saying, Judge, I don't want it to seem like I'm just being totally, because, you know, but again, there should be no reason that a man hits a woman like that. You know what I mean? You should put your hands on women. That's just what I believe. I got 7 sisters. I never fought none of them, ever. In fact, I just did a video shoot, and my sister was really, really happy down there. We got a little drunk. and it's my first time like having my sister on the video shoot, yeah, she was like her teeth was on my face, like bitch ass nigga, you know, all that type of shit. And my man's looking at me like, it's my sister, bro. I had to laugh it off, you know what I'm saying? And she was wilding. But that's just one of those examples, like, women, bro, you're not supposed to get, I don't understand how you get that invested in getting that mad. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But as far as Diddy with the, I don't want to say stuff about things I don't know because he got to go to court. And we're popular. You said we got political and all
influence
that.
And cultural influence.
Yeah, we saying this thing and just straight accuse him. That shit bring the energy to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't jump out the window and just
because people are doing
nigga.
that.
I don't know what a nigga doing behind his doors. What I will say is when there's smoke, there's usually fire. There was some smoke that he was beating her ass, and then we see the fire with the video. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. There's a lot of smoke about some, you know, a lot of foo-foo shit going on, a lot of shit that real men don't do with other men. You don't know the type of shit we're talking about here.
You want to talk about it?
No, please.
Not specifically, really. No. Not specifically.
Just
but what I'm saying is there's a lot of smoke surrounding shit like that. Yeah. And I guess y'all, I don't even want to see the fire. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to see the fire. Yeah. But and I don't think I have to kind of have an indication that shit might be.
I just feel like if Diddy didn't disrespect you, if you see somebody, you comment on what happened, but I'm just saying, people that person he never did nothing to.
No, you're right about that.
And I'm just saying, if my thing is, if he did something, speak up.
Yeah.
But if he didn't, don't join the lynch mob as well. That's all whack shit too. You know what I'm trying to say? Because that's why I told you, like, nah, he never disrespected me. Yeah. I thought Puffy was cool.
Well, he tried to play me back in the day one time.
Oh.
I would like to hear that.
He tried to play me. So, long story short, I think this was still MCA Puffy. I don't think this was Bad Boy Puffy.
Oh.
But, you know, he's rising up in the ranks.
Right. Whoa.
Long story short, you know, I used to get a lot of broads back in the days, right? So, and I'm talking before this rap shit, a lot of broads back in the days. A lot of broads. So anyway, long story short, I meet some broad. She's not my main. She's just a little casual knockoff. She's a model type of shit or whatever. She knows some famous people or whatever the case may be. So we out in Cali, out in LA, and this is big ass party at the Palladium and shit. Fucking mad people's there, like, you know what I mean? Like Tribe Called Quest, and remember the Booyah Tribe was there, and like mad people was there, like damn near everybody, all the who's was there, right? And so, and Puffy was there. But this broad who, you know what I mean, I was messing with, she's in the party. You know, and I'm messing with her from New York, and she's in the party. So I'm like, oh, okay. So my mind is thinking, okay, if all else fails, if I don't get no other kills in here, I got a sure kill from back home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That if I don't bag nothing, I'll take her. You know what I mean? So I'm not walking around with her, nothing like that. At some point, your man Puff comes up to me and says, yeah, I told homegirl to go home with you tonight.
This is a Survivor episode.
This is when I knew he was crazy. Like this was the moment when I was like, oh no, this nigga done lost his mind. Like this nigga think he got more control over a broad than me? First of all, he's trying to right now let me know that he fucks with the broad, because I did not know that. You know, he did catch me off guard, but never let him see you sweat. So, but I didn't care. You know what I mean? I didn't care, but he tried to let me know, yeah, I fuck with the bitch, and I know that you fuck with her too. And but I got the control. So here, you can have her for tonight. Like that was the control shit he was on.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, he's not even a billionaire yet. Like, I don't know if he's a millionaire yet.
Yeah. Right.
But he's definitely coming up. You know, he's worked with Jodeci and all these type of motherfuckers, Heavy D, and you know. But, and I'm thinking, in my mind, you know, I'm like, yeah, this nigga really is feeling himself right now. Like, ain't no way. I don't give a fuck how much money this, ain't no way this nigga get more bitches to me. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if I wanted to have control over this broad, believe me, I'd be having control over her. But I didn't want to. I didn't care. But I was just kind of like, yeah, all right. I think I walked away from him, walked away from the broad.
Right.
I didn't look back at this broad. Found me something bad as fuck up in there.
Yeah.
Some next model type of chick.
Yeah.
And went to her crib afterwards.
That's right.
Never called this chick. Never be, yo, how dare you send me? You know, like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Both of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He reached out to flex.
So, to me, that was a little disrespectful. Like, you try to low-key play me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as if you had some power over me type of shit. And you probably wanted to see how I was going to react. But
Right.
then also, now when I fast forward, right? If I would have been like, oh, word, and still fuck with the broad. Cause some niggas would have like been flattered that we fuck with the same.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Really?
That's a fact.
Oh.
Yeah, it go like that sometimes.
Oh my God.
What? If you get famous, you know how many niggas want to fuck with your old broad just to
goddamn
say,
right.
yo,
Goddamn
I
right.
fucked a famous
goddamn
nigga's
right.
broad. Like,
Word.
I even
what?
think
No,
like that,
listen. It's sickening.
That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
It's sickening.
No, it's annoying. And I keep telling you, I'm going to say this too. It's for, and if you're young, I'm going to teach you something if you don't know. Some of these weird people, right? Some of these weird guys, they only want the girl because she was your girl and they kind of like you. And that's the closest thing to you. So they want to get this bitch that you love so much so they can feel a part of you. They want to get with her. They want to question her. And yo, how is he? And that for real. Like, and these be the same niggas like that. Jamal talk to Keisha now? That nigga always try to hang out with me as like, I couldn't get you. I got.
Or get this angle though.
It's like, for real. I just think that's weird. Like, why you want somebody old?
Get this angle though.
Right.
I want to get mans or something. It's
I
like, come
take
on,
her
bro.
home. I take her home now, knowing that she fucks this nigga too, right? So now he see me again. Yo, should we both fuck her? We should fuck her together.
All these weird doors get open though.
You see, that's where these weirdos entray some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then again, one of these niggas that want to be around a nigga with a bunch of money or an executive, oh yeah, we should fuck her together.
Fact.
Kind of grossed
And
out by
that's
that right there.
how
Yo.
it fucking starts, you fucking dummies.
No, for
You
real.
fucking bathhouse going to ass niggas.
I'm being for real, man.
I'm telling you, this is how it happens. And he'd be like, oh yeah, come to my mansion. Come to my penthouse.
you wanna hear
At
something
that
else?
time, he probably had a penthouse. Yeah, come to my penthouse. We'll fuck her over there. He
But
been
look.
had the cameras set up like he's doing now. And y'all think y'all running the train now.
Real
Here come
man.
this nigga try to touch your butt. Now, you gotta either kill him.
Act like it never happened.
And he's hoping that you act like it never happened.
I feel like real men, when we chilling, I'm like I'm a person. If we're hanging with a few niggas and because my real friends, I know we don't kick like that. But if it's some nigga I don't really know like that, and he start talking about sex and all that, I want the people like real men. I don't do all that. It's like I don't even talk about that kind of shit. Like talk about sex and I be taking bitches. Like I don't do all that. It's kind of like it's private business. You know what I'm trying to say? In the man world, to me, I feel like people that discuss those things and it's too much. You know what I mean? And it opens doors for any opportunity for something to get said or disrespect line to get crossed. Yeah. That's why I don't even play like that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, was that his motive? I don't know. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Could have been. Yeah. From what I hear, you know what I mean? Yeah. That sounds like where it could have been leading to. Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyway, I took it as a little disrespect. And, today's the first day I told that story.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, we got an exclusive.
I said today. Now, I did do something earlier. Just coming from another podcast.
Oh, God.
My boy, I did tell him this story, too. But y'all, No
doubt.
Y'all are of the first.
No doubt.
Last question. Top 5 rappers of all time.
Yeah, motherfuckers with this bullshit, man.
Got to be. This is
barbershop talk, too long. If you're my age, you know that there is no top 5 of all time. There's top 5 of different eras.
Thank you, kid. Thank you.
Okay, it's not of all time. Like
top 5 of this era.
And hold up.
Okay.
I don't like the way when you say top 5, it's implying solo MCs. When some of the best hip hop came from groups. Why they never say what's the top 5 groups of all time? They always say top 5 and you think solo MCs. What's this selfish shit all about?
That's what it's geared to, solo MCs.
You know what I mean? It's geared towards, that's what I'm saying. But why is it only geared towards them?
Well,
technically, Rakim was in a group.
What group?
Eric B and Rakim.
Oh, yeah.
That was a group.
Yeah. I guess you look at it.
Just saying.
Yeah.
P Rock and CL Smooth was a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even KRS-One was in Boogie Down Productions. But people will put names out there like that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But they don't think about it like that. So, yeah. Of this era, who's the top 5 of this era? I don't listen to this era to the point where I have a top 5. Like these guys claim to be the big 3.
Who's the big 3?
Huh?
Kendrick Cole, Drake.
Kendrick Cole and Drake. That's what they were fighting over in the first place.
I'm cool. I agree with that.
That's what the whole fight was over.
Yeah.
That nigga said, "Fuck the big 3. It's just big me."
Like, you know what I mean? Say that right. Fuck yeah.
So
but I agree. Them 3 of the.
I mean, they're probably the biggest of this era right now of rappers, right?
Yeah.
Who's bigger? You know what I mean? Like, Future is probably in there.
I would put Future in there.
You know?
Wayne, maybe Wayne.
Oh,
and Wayne is still in
there. Is Wayne before
I wouldn't call Wayne this era.
No.
I'd call him an era before this. He introduced Drake. You know what I mean?
You got to throw some chicks in there now, maybe. Some women.
Word.
Well, see, I'm not the type of dude that listens to females.
No, but you know
I was never into female rap other than just hearing it, accepting it in the clubs and all of that. But you never gonna catch me riding around to Little Kim or Foxy Brown or none of these. Rod Digger, and I love Rod Digger. I love your horn. You know what I mean, sis? But I don't ride around to female shit just like I don't ride around to white people's rap. It's certain shit. I don't ride around to black sucker nigga shit. Like, I only ride around the shit that resonates with me. You see? So, I'm not going to be forced, even though, I see what you're saying, though, because in this time, you almost got to acknowledge the females as being one of the top.
Right. There's so many of them.
So, who do you listen to now? Who you listen to?
Women.
I usually listen to people that are not out. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to a lot of music that's will be coming out or shit like that. Or I listen to more like, that more boom bap type of shit. Like Rock Marcy.
Yeah.
I listen to Five Mics. I listen to like, West Side Gun, shit like that. Fucking
Stove God Cooks?
I brought Stove God Cooks into the game. See, here you go again. You have to do your research before these fucking things that you do, B. Like, seriously, because, you know, it's getting ridiculous now. That's like your third strike right there. Right. Yeah, so if you do your research, I brought Stove God Cooks into the game. Originally, his name was Aaron Cooks. And eventually his name got changed to Stove God. I'm the one that put him with Rock Marcy and all this type of shit. And, you know.
I noticed you said West Side Gun, but you ain't say nothing about Benny the Butcher and them. You don't mess with them.
I like them too. Yeah, okay, I like Conway. I like.
Yeah, I got you, because they all agree.
That's all the same type of vein. Like, yeah.
Well, when he says
with my man Great God, he's from up there as well. He's another like one that y'all that's up and coming.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got some dudes from VA that I fuck with. My man Ambassador Rick, Roger Gallardo. Yeah, I'm not into like, I don't really fuck with drill and shit like that. You know what I mean? Oh, you know who I fuck with? You know who I fuck with? Criminal. God. Criminal. God. Yeah, I fuck with Criminal God. Straight Queen shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the type of shit I fuck with.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
I'm scared to ask them because, I mean, you're the elder statesman, so you put on more people than you could remember. But I know I'm sure like they're so in their primes right now where they probably only hear themselves or anybody next to them. Who are you listening to right now currently, Five Mics?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm listening to me.
See, I knew you was going to say that. That's what I was trying to say.
I'm Big Drop, and I've been listening to everybody for 20 years. Right now, my song is charting. Right now, I'm on tour. Right now, I'm making money off music. So this interview, I'm not bigging nobody up but me.
That's a fact.
That's a whole fact. I'm from New York City. I'm independent. Lord Jamar's been with me as well. You know what I mean? Shout out to EMG. Everybody over at EMG.
No doubt.
So we just, just on an independent level. And then right now, in the creation of creating records, I don't really want to listen to too many people because we pushing a new hip-hop renaissance thing going on, new hip-hop sound, rejuvenating some of the old beats that may be outdated, but we put the new bounce on it.
Yeah, that's dope.
We doing
that's
that.
Dope.
So and I don't want to listen to all this other shit and throw my hip-hop creativity off.
Yeah.
And me and him got like 3 or 4 songs together.
Including Don't Let It Go to Your Head remix. Let me go ahead.
We got a joint with me, him, and Big Daddy Kane. That's fire.
Oh, I seen that when Kane.
That's dope.
The record with Big Daddy Kane is like
anything. He's another one who was nice through the times. Like he never. I feel like his pen game was always razor sharp to this day. Like
his pen game and his flow.
His flow.
Because some people, I don't write raps no more. I get arthritis. You heard? Like holding a pen and going like that makes like my hand be like this for like I can't even do that motion. From writing so many rhymes. Yeah. I used to be one of them niggas with bags and bags of raps.
God damn.
At this point, I done got myself where I could write around in my head and just memorize it and just keep saying it. And by the time in the booth, I just, you know what I mean? Or while sometimes I'm feeling good, play the beats. I just freestyle right there. You know what I'm saying? But the important thing about rapping, see Lord Jamar sitting there, I always say he's best dressed of his age group. You heard? He be having drip on.
That hat is fire right there.
All the time. He dripped out. But the real reason why Lord Jamar is cool, other than giving out information and teaching us the way of life, is because he never lost his flow. The minute Lord Jamar, I don't give a fuck if he's my man or not, MC legend of all time. We in that studio and the beat come on, and he starts some and he ain't got that flow. I'm not looking up to him no more. Oh, it's a rap. You can't. It's
Take
talk about the songs from back in the days, because right now you can't rap, nigga. Big Daddy Kane, Lord Jamar, Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes. Certain people, it's like
Busta New joint was crazy.
When you got that flow, when the beat come on, it's like it don't matter what year this beat's from. I know how to skate on this beat with the words. See, that's what makes, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. When you got that, you could never be trash. You know what I'm saying? To me, you could be 60 years old. And hip hop is older. 50 years old now. So back in the day, I always say that too with the, everybody got to be young. Like, nah, actually, the rappers get iller as they get older.
They got more things to talk about.
Now they could make records for real and shit like that. So we should appreciate older MCs. They give us more quality music.
Oh, we definitely do.
Through experience.
That's a fact.
Definitely.
That's a whole fact.
Definitely. I feel like Nas just reinvented himself.
Nas, another one.
Yeah.
He's actually one of the leaders.
Yeah. Like this is a different Nas, and it's just
so grown.
What's crazy is I saw Nas from damn near his infancy. Like I first got around Nas when he was like 16. He used to be around Large Professor,
Right,
and
Large
I used
Professor,
to.
right, that's right.
Yeah, I used to run with Large Professor and shit like that, and. Nas wasn't signed or nothing. He still kind of sounded like Coogee rap at the time. You know what I mean? But you could see like this little kid is kind of nice, like you know what I mean? And yeah, he just was. I just seen him from that to where he's at now, and the shit's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, word.
That's why a lot of people proud of him because he definitely was around. A lot of the OG legends. At a young age, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He always gives them props though. I remember on the end tape, he was talking about like some of the best rappers, and it was a lot of old school rappers. It wasn't none of the people from his time and stuff like that. So
he took care of my boy Rakim, right? Something like that. Bought him my house or something.
I want to implement some few artists.
Okay.
That I have. Shout out to OnStar, who's also in here. We have a 5-star mixtape coming out. It's called 5 Star. His name is OnStar 5. We got a mixtape album type of thing. I'm only saying mixtape just because the classic name, but it's definitely going to be on all platforms. And you know what I mean? My brother Goop. And I definitely like Cash Cobain and all those guys.
Cash Cobain, I like Cash Cobain.
I fuck with them. I fuck with Bobby Smurda. I fuck with everybody who's on the Young and Lit Music Fest. I'm doing a show at the Apollo, and some of those artists that we fuck with, we booked them. You know what I'm saying?
When is it?
It's June 13th. June 13th at the Apollo, and you know, at the end of the day, those are all young artists. And I've been promoting, encouraging, and fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? These are people who are moving. You know what I mean? So I respect hustle. I respect, cause yo, even if a song, and I'm not saying that, but even if somebody has a song that's not like, yo, that ain't take too hard to do. I respect top creativity. Like Trinidad James. Right?
Yeah.
That was a hit fucking song in the video. You know, he had the little dog, and once he went like that, it was a hit. But when that, personally, in real life, before he put it out, I was in the studio, and Trinidad James was in his laptop. My man said, yo, this is Trinidad James. And I was like, so what? He's like, nah, but son is fire. Listen, he don't have no deal or nothing. He's just in the studio. Trinidad James looked at me like, what's up, bro? It's my new video. You want to check it out? I'm like, because he looked a little crazy to me. I was like, all right, bro. That man pressed play. I watched that shit, and I said, yo, I'm not gonna lie, this video is so trash, it might work. I said that to him, and he had a few words, he laughed, like, yo, I was going for that. Like, this is something I'm doing. Nigga, the next day, that shit had 20 million views.
God.
Wow.
Now, some people say, damn, Fab, you said this shit was trash. You didn't listen to what I said. This is so trash, it might work. My point was, it was so creative. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes trash is not, it's like when it's polished so good, it still goes up because of the polishing, I can't explain it. It's like,
it's still executed well.
Sometimes corny is cool. So like I say, like sometimes being a little corny, you can still be cool. You know what I mean? So.
Definitely. Buck, you got anything?
Shout out, can I shout out my brands before we get out of here?
Of course.
So look, shout out to Hello Camelo. That's following him on Instagram. But Camelo, all these glasses, you see the shades change.
Oh, that's dope.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's dope.
You know what I mean? So it's a brand. Shout out to Stephon Marbury.
Yeah, that's dope.
Camelo. This is because some people think, oh, I went online. No, listen, this is the only patent in the country. So if you see something online like this, it's made after this company. It's bootleg. You know what I'm trying to say? Or they went and created another style. But this particular thing is Camelo's. And we also got Xavier 3 brands, which I'm wearing right here. Shout out to Stephon Marbury as well. This is our brand. This is made by us. You know what I mean? And yeah, we're not playing. This is high fashion. You know, we the culture, so we know, you know, we're gonna put that in there. And shout out to Starberry because he has had sneakers over the years, and now as a culture, we've been giving him props for bringing out Back in the days, we laughed. Yeah, you know, we laughed. I still had them on, but it was jokes, and the culture was kind of like got shunned a little bit with the cheap sneakers. But now in 2024, seeing the entrepreneur vibe and just the fact moving sneaker culture forward and making people own more than a shoe. You sign with some of these other companies, you might not get nothing. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I'm signed with Stephon Marbury, and it's a whole different thing with Xavier 3 as far as, you know, sneakers. And their quality, these are like designer. You know what I mean? When I say designer, I mean like Louis, Gucci, quality. You know what I'm trying to say? For affordable price, and it's made by us.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what it is. I just want to plug everything, you know what I mean? Yo, Jamal, who made these pants again?
Doctrine. Made by Doctrine.
Shout out to Doctrine. I don't own these. Doctrine, you own
But
me.
that's my people's, yep. Shout out to Shabazz.
I've been wearing the shit out of his pants. Salute to that guy, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I need a big
Doctrine
bag.
and Sativu. Go check them out.
Yeah, that's dope.
What about you? What are you donning?
What am I rocking right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on my polo shit today,
Oh,
boy.
okay.
You didn't see that?
Yeah, I did see that. But I thought you was gonna shout out.
He got polo expected.
Yo, it's catching it.
Let's see the back.
It's catching it. It's catching it. Say less. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Nah, we ain't never seen
There you
that.
go.
We ain't never seen that. Yeah. We got you, kid.
He poloed out in the JOs and shit.
Jordans and shit.
No doubt.
What you want to put my That's how we doing.
Yeah.
With the original Lord J hat on and shit.
Body in that.
Yeah, that hat is crazy.
I will make this for me and shit.
You finishing?
Oh, you asking me to say something?
Yeah, I said, do you got something? Then you was talking.
No,
I asked him if we almost done because I gotta take a piss. Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look at me, bro. You dope, bro. You extra dope. You outspoken. You gave our fucking platform a crazy viral moments, and you just dope, bro. And I'm proud of you for, you know what I'm saying, what you do and all that, and how you speak, and people following you, and you dope. You real dope, bro.
Thank
so
you, bro.
good looking to coming through, though. Appreciate you, bro.
Me,
you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Word.
Let me say one thing, please.
Yeah, you could.
Criminal guard right here.
I was just about to get to him.
You gotta talk to him, man, because we about to do something that's real crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm about to produce some shit for this man, but he gotta stop.
I called Jay. I said, yo, Jay,
moving
man.
slow.
I said, no, what we doing? He's like, nah, dog. He said, he said, I'm already on it. I said,
Right.
He said, word? I said, yeah, dog. He said, I'm on it.
He's another one that y'all already know about him. But
fact.
now Lord Jamar is telling.
Stamp on it,
I want Criminal Guard to have his own episode, so it's gonna be even more
That's
in
a
depth.
fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I don't think him sitting back there ain't
Yeah.
gonna do him real
That's a
justice. To
fact.
be honest with
That's
you,
a fact.
you know what I'm saying? So we ain't forget you, Criminal Guard. You gonna be sitting on this couch and you gonna be expressing your story.
Looking forward to it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
don't
he with
think it's
the
not.
fam, man. He
No
with the
doubt.
You know what
fam.
I'm saying? So please. So Criminal Guard, do you got anything to say?
I'm saying I got this dope music online. Check it out, all streaming platforms. I got Criminal Guard merch, hats, hoodies on deck. You know what I'm saying? So just support, you know what I'm saying, just the whole Criminal Guard movement, man. We out here and support. Thanks for asking.
No doubt.
Word.
No
Five
doubt.
mics, Lord Jamal, we here.
That's right.
No doubt.
That's right.
Peace to the God.
Now G-Vaz.
Yeah, man. I want to say everything my brother Bug said, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you coming, especially you, Five Mics, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Shout out my man, Criminal Guard.
You need to highlight, too. I walked over here.
Oh,
Nah, I'm just telling y'all.
that's phenomenal.
Right there.
When you hear about your
yeah.
favorite rappers and artists and all that, I'm just
Yeah.
telling you. I walked there. This is just a community thing.
Right.
That's a fact.
Real talk. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be here, man. And it's actually a great show.
I was just appreciating everybody for coming through and blessing the podcast and shit. You know what I'm saying? With your presence and whatnot.
Yo, this is Detox Jones. That's Bug Out. That's G-Vaz. That's Five Mics. That's Criminal Guard. It's the one and only. The one and only. Lord Jamar. This is the Thanks for Asking show. We out. Peace.
Hey, yo, peace. This is Lord Jamar, Brand Nubian. You're checking out the Thanks for Asking podcast. Need you to like, subscribe, comment, all that good shit. You heard? Peace.